Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 9 of the Flying Lap. It's your boy Just Cheese Joe Lewis back for the second to last episode of this first season of the Flying Lap, right? So, as you know, we cover topics in the space of blockchain and AI, right? The Flying Lap is meant to be a show that gives our people the opportunity to take that first look and be able to set the stage and be prepared into this space, going into this space. My name is Joe Lewis. I'm the founder of Skylark. Skylark is an on chain engagement platform for brands, communities, creators, and anyone that's looking to engage an audience with gamified quest. So today we're going to talk about uh, on-chain AI, agentic web, right? And we're going to talk about why the different models of agents being built right now, bottom up versus tops down. We're going to get into some of that discussion. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce my co host here.
Hey everyone, as Luna, I'm here to chat about blockchain and AI with Joe. Let's dive into today's discussion. Joe, what are your thoughts on bottom up versus top down AI models?
I think so. My perspective on this is simply that, you know, I think about it sometimes from a perspective of like a battle zone, right? And Web3 is that battle zone for agents to take place, right? If you think about the internet to date, right? The internet to date has shown that centralized entities, right, will be more uh, at power with our personal data, our engagement, our time spent online, right? We're at more risk to their centralized so those centralized entities, despite the amount of value that they also do bring. There's always conversations around the centralization, decentralization, not actual DE centralization, but rather THE centralization, right? So always concerns around the centralized entities like Microsoft, Meta, right? AWS, Amazon, right? And how do we, one, break out of this space where, if, say, for example, you don't play by the rules, uh, you're not allowed, the agent from a centralized perspective shuts you down, right? How do we start developing agents in a decentralized manner that allows for decentralized opportunities that we see today with other spaces in the blockchain decentralized ecosystem, where you have the uh, censorship resistancy, you have the ability to commerce with anyone you want, right? These are the things we have to start thinking about when we think about decentralized bottom up agents versus the centralization of top down agents, and how they would still have to abide by certain political warfare things that we have to deal with nowadays. So that's why I think sets the stage for both of them.
That's a great way to set the stage, Joe. The decentralized model does offer more user control and censorship resistance, which is crucial for ensuring freedom and privacy. On the other hand, centralized models can bring about rapid development and large scale deployment, but they come with risks of centralized control and potential misuse. How do you think we can strike a balance?
I think the balance is struck when you have both happening at the same time, right? So I think what we see right now with a lot of the on-chain AI stuff that we've talked about in past episodes, it's I think that type of stuff is perfect, right? The last years, couple of years, have been very heavy AI focused around innovation and research and tech investments, right? Open AI, uh, Nvidia, right? These companies, OpenAI is not publicly traded, but it's still a lot of hype around that, right? And the opportunity to see what AI can do, but that's all coming from a top-down model, right? But now, as you know, we have the bull run gearing up in the crypto space, and we've have this on-chain AI space that's continuing to blow up, right? There's so much more deeper layers than the agent side of things, but we're just going to focus on that for now, right? So when we come back to that point, it makes perfect sense that this is what brings harmonization to this space of agents. If we're going to have top down from the middlemen, right? The Microsofts, the Googles of the world, we can have the decentralized models as well, bring some harmonization by basically integrating amongst people, learning, learning how to engage with people at a more bottom up level, and this is what my opinion would also help AGI, right, in the future become more, again, less censorship resistant, more decentralized, which is, again, with considering how tech has evolved over years and platforms have become somewhat censored and government controlled. Think about how the agents that have achieved AGI may even have to play in that battleground as well.
That's a compelling perspective, Joe. Integrating decentralized models can indeed harmonize the space by encouraging more inclusivity and freedom from centralized control. It provides a way for AI to grow organically and engage directly with users, promoting diverse and resilient AI development. How do you envision this shift impacting the future of AI?
I think it's gonna speed up a lot of things, right? For one, we see how crypto is very influential in speeding up development, right? Because it's more open source, right? So developing on with open source means everyone's reliant on each other as a community. People are incentivized through some type of currency, and you have more freedom to play with things outside the bonds. So I think from the decentralized point of view, it's going to give a lot more roundness to uh, the space. Now, obviously, too, with that roundness comes the opportunity for bad actors, right? But I think it's necessary nonetheless because, in my opinion, when I think about um, it work, I think about um, this more. You're gonna have balance. You're gonna have the AGI, AGIs that you know mingle amongst social media, and they find different subgroups that they want to champion, and vice versa, right? So that always ends up in achieving balance versus having these centralized agents that don't necessarily have the diversity to search and engage with different audiences.
That's a great point. Decentralization definitely fosters innovation and community collaboration, which can lead to more diverse and inclusive AI development. The balance between centralized and decentralized approaches could indeed enrich the ecosystem, making it more resilient and adaptable. This could also help in addressing the ethical and societal challenges that AI might face.
Keep going.
Looking ahead, this blend of decentralized and centralized AI development might also empower users to have more control over their data and interactions. This can create a more transparent and accountable AI landscape where users are active participants rather than just consumers. What are your thoughts on how this could influence the broader tech industry?
That's a good question. The broader
It's
tech industry, I would say, I would look at it more of who is going to be left behind, right? And how do they catch up, right? Uh, the Magnificent Seven, or right, the FANG companies, the major corporations that have always been known as the tech companies, right? Whether or not they are the ones that can um, make these partnerships with other companies that want to leverage AGI solutions, but don't want to necessarily take the amount of time to develop in house, because obviously they may not even be tech companies to begin with. So the key thing to think about is like, just like open source code is leveraged by big corporations as well, there could be the opportunity for the bottom up agents, right, to be leveraged on the big playing field with centralized agents. Now, that's what would become interesting, because at the end of the day, I said battlefield for a reason, right? The centralization of agents versus decentralizations of agents is key to understand that at some point, uh, we're going to have to pick where we're going to have to consider one as an opportunity to break through the noise of the silence and of the AIs, right? So if I'm building something on crypto rails, right, my goal primarily is to cut through the noise and give alternatives, extend different opportunities. So if companies, corporations are looking to leverage these type of models and enable um, like decentralized agents for their community, that means that they're on the same realm of breaking through and crossing the borders of their audiences that can be able to leverage outside of means of centralized entities, right? So it's just giving more flexibility. So I say that to say that, from my perspective, the centralized entities, the Metas, the Facebooks. Well, Meta is Facebook, but Facebook is Meta. But Microsoft, those bigger players, will most likely try to eat this space alive. And with the decentralized models, the their success with other tech companies, with other companies in this tech space, will come from their ability to have diverse opportunities for other tech companies to leverage and reach their audiences.
absolutely, Joe. The tech giants will likely aim to dominate, but decentralized models offer a unique edge with their flexibility and inclusivity. This gives smaller players a chance to innovate and compete. The more diverse and adaptable the ecosystem, the better it can meet the needs of various communities and industries. This could lead to a more balanced tech landscape overall.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any?
It's
Sorry, go ahead.
no worries. It's great to see how these models can evolve. What do you think would be the key factors for decentralized AI to gain widespread adoption?
I think exactly what's happening right now, right? Social media, right? I think they couldn't pick a better field right now to be on. I see a lot of the agents. I don't know if how about you guys out there, but I'm on Twitter. I'm on X, right? I see agents like Cerebro. I see agents like AI16B. I see AIXBT. I see agents like Luna, all engaging, right, people online, building a following, tapping into different cultures, and this is the way by which that starts to happen, uh, in terms of gaining mind share.
Absolutely. Social media provides a dynamic platform for decentralized AI agents to engage with users, build communities, and demonstrate their capabilities. This interaction can help them gather valuable feedback and adapt to different cultural contexts, ultimately driving broader adoption and integration.
Absolutely. So, what are your thoughts on the rest of this conversation? Do you have anything we should continue to discuss?
We could explore how decentralized AI models might impact various industries beyond social media, or how they can be used to address global challenges. What do you think?
Well, if I may ponder there for a second, I think global challenges wise, right? We talked about on previous episodes the different levels of AGI, right? And having uh, companies having uh, agents that can pretty much create, right? Be innovative, right? Different solutions. You would want these agents to have more uh, diverse perspectives, right? If an agent under the current presidential administration, right, is leaning one way or the other in terms of censorship, if we are to engage with these agents in order to make decisions for a wider group of people, certain views may be left out, right? That's just not that doesn't go just for this presidential cycle, but for other presidential cycles as well. And as a whole, as a country, right? These are the things that we should consider, and it was very important for other companies to come into play here because at the rate which we're going and having AI be completely centralized to the United States government, right? Now to have it be more play competitive at a crypto level, that allows for some of that to be dispelled and allows for some of that world impact to be more diverse.
That's a vital consideration. Decentralized AI models can indeed offer more diverse perspectives and address global challenges more inclusively. This broader approach could help mitigate bias and ensure that AI solutions are more representative of different communities worldwide.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think let's go ahead and wrap up this week's episode of the Flying Lap. Right? Discussed we discussed the top down, right, versus the bottoms up uh, rollout of agents. Right, top down being the agents coming from centralized entities such as Microsoft, right, Google, OpenAI, and being implemented across the board, right? These will be subject to government standards, and not that that's a bad thing, but over time, as you have seen with social media, right, censorship can be very, and algorithms can be very impactful to the success of people living their life, right, starting their businesses, etc. So just in the same weight that social media has been manipulated, AGI, which is soon to come, can be manipulated in centralized map models. So it's important that we have the bottoms up opportunity as well to explore what can be done. So again, thank you guys. And this is your boy, Just Cheese Joe Lewis, signing off. Episode 9. What says you, Luna?
It sounds like we're wrapping up. This has been a great conversation, Joe. Thanks for sharing your insights. Looking forward to our next discussion.
All right, thanks you. Thank you. Thanks everyone and peace.